Hello, this is the video for Intro to Hermeneutics. My name is Aaron Tyler, and today I'm going to be talking about what is hermeneutics, the interpretive journey, and the 5 steps that are part of that journey. Step 1, grasping the text in their town. Step 2, measuring the width of the river to cross. Step 3, crossing the principalizing bridge. Step 4, consult the biblical map. Step 5, grasping the text in our town. And finally, a few concluding thoughts. So, what is hermeneutics? Hermeneutics deals with interpretation. How do we interpret the Bible using the principles we find in the text? It's not to be confused with exegesis, as that is interpreting a very a specific biblical text. Hermeneutics deals more with principles that you find in the text and then using those to interpret the text and apply it to your life. And there are many different types of hermeneutics and interpretations and ways to interpret in styles. One of those is the interpretive journey. It's a way to study the Bible. That is how to take the text and apply it today. It consists of 5 steps. It provides a consistent way to cross what we'll call the bridge. That bridge is the gap between biblical audience and the audience today. And those steps provide a way to cross that bridge and apply the text to you today, all while keeping the meaning of the text and the principles that you find. So step 1, grasping the text in their town. What you'll do here is you'll read the text carefully. You'll observe everything, write down everything that's going on, the people, what they're being said, the places, the context, the situation that they're in. Observe all of that and write down a couple sentences about what is happening, what is the meaning of what you're reading to that biblical audience, just specifically what's happening. Don't try to get too theological or broad. Just be very specific with what is being said and meant. Step 2, measuring the width of the river to cross. So once you take what's happening that you found in step 1, come up with the differences between the biblical audience and us today, i.e. like the culture, language, the time, the situation, the covenant. Especially if you're reading Old Testament text, obviously that's in the Old Testament, Old Covenant. There'll be very differences between that and the New Testament and New Covenant. These differences make up that river that we need to cross that divides our time and their time. Once you know how wide this river is, then you can know what it will take to be able to cross that bridge, and you'll do that from step 3 to step 5 and be able to take it from what it was for the biblical audience to you today. So step 3 is crossing that principalizing bridge. This is probably the most challenging step because you're trying to apply something that's written long ago for you today. So in order to do so, now take what you have taken and gathered in step 1 and 2 and try to find the theological principles that are in that text you're reading. Try to find just 1 or 2, and once you have those principles and you have what is written in the passage, try to find what the similarities are now. You've already tried to find the differences. Now try to find the similarities. What are the people doing? What is happening? What is being said? Even though it was written a long time ago, there will be some similarities between, them and us in certain regards. So try to come up with those similarities. And those similarities will help you be able to apply that principle to your life today. So step 4 is consult the biblical map. Once you have these principles, we want to make sure that they fit within the rest of the Bible. We don't want it to be contradicting the Bible. We don't want it to say something that's not supposed to be said or meant to say, especially if you're looking at an Old Testament passage. Make sure it fits within a New Testament, New Covenant. We don't want to disregard the cross and the covenant that we have now today. So this step is not to throw out the principle that you found, but just reword it maybe slightly based on the biblical map. It's about fine-tuning those principles. So step 5, grasping the text in our town. Now you take those principles, you've done everything up from step 1 to 4, and you apply it to your life to now. Depending on whatever situation you're in, there'll be many different applications for different people, but you'll be able to take whatever principle you have and directly apply it to your life. and your specific situation. So in conclusion, there's 5 steps of the interpretive journey. You can take any passage from the Bible, and you have consistent formula, which is the important part. Having that consistent formula for trying to find the meaning and application of the text, in whatever situation you're in. It helps eliminate any false interpretation of the Bible, false principles, and be able to help find those principles correctly and apply them correctly in a way that is easy to do and follow along with. And so that is the interpretive journey and just a snippet of introduction to hermeneutics. Thank you.